Hey there, it's Laura Brazil from Mind Over Muscle with your weekly movement tip. And today is another little mini for you, little mini workouts for, this one is for headaches. So as you may know at this time as I'm filming, in the middle of moving. And so this one is all about headaches because moving can be a headache. So we are going to have a couple, I'm going to give you a few things, and this is what I've been doing to help with any like kind of head tension that I have. And the place we're gonna start, if you're a student of mine, you've probably heard me, you've done this before, but we're gonna start with the feet. Everything's interconnected, and the feet are an amazing place to start when you are thinking about taming headache tension or neck tension. So I have a ball here, and you could use a tennis ball, racquetball, dog toy, whatever it may be. But I just want you to move really slow across the bottoms of your feet. I'm wearing socks right now because my feet are a little bit cold, but ideally this is ball to skin. And we're just starting on one side. I'm going the length of my foot and going nice and slow. Now, the reason why working on the bottom of your feet can be really, really lovely for the head is because the fascia on the bottom of the foot runs up, in anatomy trains language, runs up the superficial back line, which ends up here at the head. So when we address this really dense fascia at the bottom of the feet, we're addressing that whole back line, which impacts the neck, up into the head. And now I'm going to stay on that same foot. I'm going to go nice and slow across the ball of the foot. And now this is where you might need that. If your sock is sliding, this works really well with traction. And again, I'm going slow. Slow, and if I go too fast, I'm not going to impact the fascia as much. And I do have a separate video I'll try and put in the notes. But if it's not in the notes, in the movement tip playlist, check it out on the foot rollout video. So now I'm in the middle of my arch here, going side to side, nice and slow. And then I'm going to my heel. The ball of my foot's down on the ground, side to side, nice and slow. Sometimes I'll start a little bit faster and then I'll slow down and let my foot kind of mold to the ball, let the ball really pull at the skin and really pull at the soft tissue of the bottom of my foot. All right, on to the next foot. Now, before you go, I want you to just move your head around here and notice the difference from side to side. I rolled out my right foot first, and so I have a little bit more motion on my right side than I do my left side now, and you might be feeling the same thing. So I'm rolling out lengthwise. Feel free to pause if you want to pause the video here if you want to go a little bit longer on any of these. I mean, I could roll my feet for like 30 minutes a piece and I would greatly enjoy it. If you like this foot stuff, it can be know that it's also really powerful for the rest of your body. I'm going to roll across the ball of my foot now. Side to side. And then I'm going to go in the middle of that arch. You can play with this. I'm just doing 3 spots: ball of the foot, arch, and heel. But again, you can pause and really explore here. If you find a spot of really, really particular tension that's really talking to you, you can always sit down. You don't have to do this standing. You can also stop and breathe. I call that a foot melt, like your foot's melting over the ball, and usually that'll help dissipate some of that tension. Moving on to the heel. Notice here that this is a headache tamer, and we spent, however many minutes on the foot. Getting a lot of bang for our buck here because this is total body. It'll change the neck and shoulders as well as the feet. All right, so we're off, move the head around. You'll likely feel that things have evened out all the way up north from your feet. And we're gonna come, the rest of everything else is sitting here. We did our foot rollout. We're also gonna get some of that fascial, like soft tissue movement at the neck. So you're gonna take your fist and you're going to turn your head the opposite direction. So I'm taking my fist actively back. I'm not putting my fist on my windpipe. I don't think anyone would want to do that when we're trying to release tension in the neck. And I'm taking my hand back as my head moves the opposite direction. So I'm getting this pull in two directions. I did 3 on that first side. I'm going to do 3 on this side. All right. We're going to stretch that area out now. You can keep checking in with the neck. I always like to move my neck as I'm working on it. And I'm going to get some traction on my elbow by pulling the elbow away from the shoulder. And then I'm going to take the head in the opposite side. So just like on that one we just did, we were getting traction and moving in 2 directions. We're now moving the elbow this way and the head, I'm like this way in the opposite directions to kind of address some of this here. And you can move your elbow or your shoulder around. I like to imagine that my elbow has a laser coming out of it and I'm making circles on the ground. I can move my head however it feels. It's kind of a choose your own adventure, see what feels good, but if we can get the traction on both ways, it can feel really nice. You can take away traction in one direction too if it's too much pressure. So other side, elbow goes down and head goes that opposite direction. It feels really tight for me right now, so I'm going to add in a couple breaths, breathing into this where my first rib is up here. And then I can add in that motion if it feels good, moving my head around. For most people, there's a definite side difference between left and right. So you might just spend more time on one side and then come out of that. And then our final thing is you can take that ball again and you're going to place it right behind and below, right behind the ear and a little bit down. And if you feel around there, you'll feel a muscle here. For short, we call it the SCM. That muscle runs from here all the way down to your sternum. So it's the sternocleidomastoid that we're working here. And you can do a little circle, like twist the ball there. You can just push and then move your head around. Whatever feels good to you. I like to do the push in and then kind of twist it around. I kind of have a ball that has a little stick to it, so it sticks to my skin, and then switch sides. So by twisting the ball around with the ball that kind of sticks to your skin, we're getting, again, creating some friction, we're creating some traction and shear within those, maybe not traction, but shear in those surfaces. And you can do that for a while and then move your head around. And hopefully you're feeling like there's a little less tension up in the neck, and this can become a way for you, some of these exercises can become tools for you if you're feeling a headache come on and or feeling tight in the neck and shoulders. All right, everyone, have a great day. I'll see you soon.